Hey everyone, after an unofficial break, I'm back with another video. Today we'll check out a budget video microscope from LIMINK. LIMINK, I don't know, reached out and wanted me to test their LK700 digital microscope. And you guessed it, it's made in China. Either way, it sounded interesting, so I said yes. It comes in at $119 or $109 if you use the coupon. It boasts some neat features like a 7-inch 1080p screen, a 16 megapixel camera, 10 LED lights, HDMI out, up to 1300 magnification or 1200 if you look here or in the specs, so I'm not sure which it is, or if it's either, honestly. It will also take pictures and will record video, which is actually pretty cool. In the box you get a manual which tells you things, the remote control, this ring to secure the microscope to the mount, and of course the microscope. It feels like it's made well. You get a few buttons on the front, which we'll go over in a minute. On the side you get a spot for the SD card, and on the back is a spot for the rechargeable battery. On the bottom you can see the camera and the LED lights, and on this side you get the dial to control the lights, the micro HDMI port to hook it up to a TV or a monitor, and a USB port for connecting it to a PC or to charge. You also get the post for mounting, the micro USB cable for charging, and the USB-C cable for charging the lights on the base. You also get the base itself. And lastly, you get a micro HDMI to HDMI cable, which is great, and another attachment to put on the end of the camera to help diffuse light from the LEDs on the bottom, next to the camera. Setting it up was pretty easy. Apparently, I have to charge it. You charge the main unit and the base as well. It appears that the base has its own battery for the two side lights. For buttons, this one will turn it on or off if you hold it, and will turn the screen on or off if you press it. This button will get you into the menu and seems to act as a back button. Up and down will let you navigate the options, and the OK button, well, I'm sure you can guess. It wasn't bad navigating the menus, but sometimes it did get a bit confusing. The included remote was a nice touch, but it does feel sort of cheap. It does make navigating a bit easier, but it seemed like it needed to be pointed in the right place or it did miss some commands, which could also add to the confusion. The screen looks nice and fills its purpose for this microscope well. You can tilt it up or down to make viewing more comfortable. The SD card slot is pretty easy to get to, and the dial for adjusting the manual focus is pretty big and also easy to get to. One issue I found right away was the mechanism for raising or lowering the microscope is a bit unrefined. It worked, but I recommend you tighten the lock screw once you get it where you want it. If you bump it, the weight of the screen and everything will cause it to slide down, even if it's an abrupt fall that is stopped a split second after by friction. Even if I try to adjust the focus or adjust the angle of the screen, if it's not tightened in place, sometimes it will slip down. Seems minor, but it's annoying, and consider any valuable specimens you may be looking at. You don't want your microscope falling on it. Easy fix, again, tighten the lock screw, but it's annoying. The two lights on the side are nice to have, but they can get in the way of the knobs used to raise or lower the microscope. Also, they will mostly stay in the general location you left them, but it's very hard to put them in the perfect spot and have them stay. I'm glad they are there, they certainly help, but that perfect lighting situation can be a bit of a pipe dream. This textured silver base is a strange choice. I'm not a microscope engineer, so maybe there's something I'm missing, but it's a very reflective, noisy surface for a backdrop. With that said, checking out things under this microscope was a lot of fun, and the fact that you can take pictures and video with it made it very easy to share them with you in this video. The stem part of the top of this peach is one of my favorite shots I got with this thing. It usually takes pretty good pictures, but make sure you have enough light or it will get really noisy. The videos are good too. However, in certain areas of the video, you can see there's a lot of compression, but it's a minor nitpick because areas that do need the bitrate do get it. They also include this calibration film to help you get the focus dialed in. They claim it goes up to 1200 or 1300 times magnification, and honestly, I don't know. It would be hard for me to prove that it doesn't. I don't have the equipment to verify this, but my gut tells me this might be a bit of a stretch. For example, it claims to have a magnification of 10 to 1200x here, but as you can see in the picture, it shows the microscope lowered for the 1200x picture. This isn't you increasing the magnification, it's just you moving the camera closer. From what I can tell, the magnification on this is static at one setting. I'm not sure what it is though. Maybe 700x because of the 700 in the model number, or maybe that 7 is because of a 7-inch screen. I'm not sure. All I know is don't get this thing because you need 1200x magnification, or you might not get it. Again, I can't prove this, but this is what my budget nerd sense is telling me. You can hook it up to a TV or anything with an HDMI input, and it worked well. You can also hook it up to a PC and take pictures and video using the PC. You can install some of the software that they mention in the manual and include on the CD, but you don't have to. I just used the default camera app in Windows 10, and that worked fine. You can even use the camera app to take pictures and videos. Their own software may give you a few extra features, but it sure won't lower the microscope for you or adjust the focus. That is all very manual. They claim it can help you work on PCBs and with soldering. I tried to test that by soldering some wire. It did help, I guess, but when looking at the screen, you lose all sense of depth. You can get really close by looking at the actual item, and then when you're close, you can then look at the screen. I guess you could get used to it, and it could be helpful. For me, I don't really solder anything small enough, and the depth really helps. And before you tell me, yes, I already know I suck at soldering. Looking at PCBs, though, worked great. I looked at an older Raspberry Pi I was using. It kept complaining about not getting enough power. I didn't even think the issue would be with the Raspberry Pi. I thought it was the power supply, but it turns out there were some very toasty resistors on the board. Next, I discovered every single resistor on the board was toasty. I wouldn't have known this unless I had this microscope. Despite all this microscope's shortcomings, it was a lot of fun to mess with, and for the price, some of it can be overlooked. When we just grabbed things to look at, it was a lot of fun. I found a critter on one of our tomatoes from the garden, and then promptly threw it away. We found the top of a muffin my wife made looks like a cavernous foreign planet's surface. My Raspberry Pi's resistors were toasty. The blade of my knife will probably never be sharp again, and many other things. The kids were even excited to check out some stuff, like my daughter's Minnie Mouse. Well, I think that sums it up really well. This thing is flawed, but fun. It gets you close enough to see things that you've never seen before, and its digital aspects are a great plus. But it's not going to blow anyone away. It's just for the entry-level hobbyist. Knowing that, there's a link in the description if you want to grab one or get one for the kids. Thanks for watching.